at 11:30. We're doing like we did last week. So, hey, Opus family, it's Kayla again. Welcome to Water Cooler Wednesday, wherever you're joining us from, whether that be TikTok on my personal phone, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm happy to have you. I am the client account consultant here at Opus. So I do a little bit of everything and then some. So today we're going to continue our conversation around people and culture. This is just something that I think is definitely needed. It needs to be a conversation, because if the communication and the trust is not there and the door is not open, then we're just going to continue to see the high turnover and the shortage of people that are chasing their internet fame. And that one's kind of hard, because then we get upset when we go into a business and there's not anybody working, but we also feed on the drama that everybody piles on. I know I've gotten myself caught up in watching things unfold, in the store dramas, and that's just one of those things. We've created some entitlement across the board by giving in to a lot of people, and it's really hard when an employee doesn't feel like they can be trusted to make a decision, or they are empowered to make a decision, if they don't feel comfortable having an honest conversation with their direct manager. All of these things change the environment in a building and can make or break a company. So just thinking about some of the things that that we could really do to build on the relationships and kind of the culture in everybody's business. I think that one of the missed opportunities, honestly, is going to be, before the internet came on, a bulletin board. So there was water coolers that everybody gathered around. There was bulletin boards that they were able to post the information on, and kind of one centralized place. I think we take for granted the ability that we have now and the opportunity that we should be embracing with all of technology that's out there. So having some sort of place that everybody can go and bring out ideas, if we're talking about improving the culture, keeping everybody informed, information in this day and age is crucial, and having information at your fingertips is amazing, except for when it's not there. So for those companies that are trying to maybe not be totally up and up, they don't have any transparency in what they do on a day-to-day basis or what their company is doing, we see these guys struggle with what's going on. So getting buy-in early is a huge win for any company. So if we think about, a bulletin board, and while we may not have space to have one physically on our wall, we could look at it virtually. So there are things such as Workspace and SharePoint that you can build out a virtual bulletin board. And, I have a ton of things that could go on the bulletin board, and probably, whether that's introducing new employees when they come in, right? So give a little bit of a background and put their picture up. That way, it's not just, who's walking in, and doing it before they get there too. So, you've got a new hire and they come in and we just are like, hey, such and such started today. And then we put their information up, a week later. That doesn't bode well for that new hire. That doesn't start them off with a really good taste in their mouth on that day. You could, start, if it's virtual or even, on a physical board, have a map of the surrounding area. What's everybody's favorite place to go eat? What's everybody's favorite place to go and pick up, the best snacks at? If you are in Texas or a handful of other states, you might be fortunate enough to be close enough to a Buc-ee's. I know that one of my clinics we worked at, we would go to Buc-ee's for lunch, and it was like a whole outing. We like to call it team building lunch. we'd go spend 20 minutes in Buc-ee's looking at all the snacks and trying to decide what we were having that day, and did a little shopping. I did more than my fair share of shopping, and with Buc-ee's t-shirts and their little stuffed animals. Keeping up-to-date information, what's coming up, what's going on in the community, especially in our smaller companies. If you're really local, making sure that you're part of that. Do you know what's going on at the schools? Do you know what's going to be, coming up as far as like festivals and donation drives, things like that? Are there any blood drives going on in your community? And having that information up for your people really makes them feel like you care about the community that they're in. And if you care about the community, you obviously are going to care about the people that work for you. So all these things kind of build on each other, in all honesty. And I think that we lose that a lot of times in ourselves and in dealing with the day-to-day. So as a leader, you've got to be a piece of that. And you've got to be really cognizant of what you're doing and how you're leading these people that you're in charge of. And so, making sure that they know what's going on in the industry. So do you have the lowdown on what's going on in your industry, whether that be technology, whether that be business and the veterinary industry? What's the latest and greatest? What's the newest piece? That'll help keep everybody, up to date and in the know. You can do, if you've got a virtual bulletin board or a virtual workspace environment, you could always do, the typical social medias, Motivation Monday and Thankful Thursday and Throwback Thursday, Thankful Tuesday, whichever you want, Fantastic Friday. Just, whatever tickles your fancy for the day, you can have it up there and have your employees post on it. Giving the shout outs and, the Oscar goes to whoever had to deal with the most upset customer that week. There's tons of little ideas, and this just is going to build that piece of the culture and bring your people together. They're going to be able to start feeling connected to one another. And then it gives you an area to add things, new policy and procedures that come up, new meeting notes. And if they're already going there for the fun, they're going to look at the stuff that's important as well. So it's not just, oh, look, it's all this fun and games and I can post, there's a family brag spot where I can post a picture of little Johnny and his, home run picture. You've also got who's come in and you can talk about your mission. We talked early on about the values of a company and making sure that you tie that into your employees' why. And this just gives you that area, making those call outs of your employees that are really tying in the values and really tying in that mission, just keeps building that rapport you have with each and every one of them. Talk about the history of the company. Maybe you've got a ton of new people and they have no idea why you started your company. Everybody starts a company for a why, or, for a reason. And so if you started a business, why did you start it? Pardon me. Why is it important to you? Why do you want to, fill that gap that you felt needed to be filled at that time? Just some things to think about. I think that, with moving everything to virtual, we get so wrapped up in, pardon me, things that could have been emails and that, or meetings that could have been emails, and we forget to have a little bit of fun every day. So ensure that, you still are letting your people have fun, giving them a place to, get to know one another and to keep going with building their engagement within your company. So if you're doing, things virtually, like obviously on Wednesdays I do this water cooler Wednesday, you could always run, a live stream and do some stretches and some yoga poses that would help the people that are just sitting at a desk all day. That's always been one of my favorites because my shoulders get really tight and my neck gets really tight from leaning down over the computer taking notes. And so having some options with that. And then all the great photos are always nice. Having also kind of like a Craigslist section. And allowing, your fellow employees to see, like, I've got a whole bunch of stuff I got to get rid of, and you never know who needs what. So you could list it there, and then you don't have to deal with some of the odd spam that comes across when you post it on Facebook or on Craigslist. But just some food for thought today. I appreciate everybody joining me. Again, my name is Kayla. I'm the client account coordinator here at Opus Management. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and at opusmanagement.us. If you've got any burning questions for me, you're more than welcome to email me. It is k.roe@opusmanagement.us. We're always looking to partner with small businesses that want to grow, and any kind of consultation. If you're looking to grow any of your technology needs, we are here for you. So, Opus Management world, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you guys next week. Same